I'm going to be doing these based off of how fun they are, if the difficulty's fair, and how cool they are. So why don't we do them in like order of appearance? So we'll start with Asylum Demon. It's a fine starter boss if you've never played a Souls game. Definitely easy, like egregiously easy. But I think it's a good intro to the game, so I'll put it into C. Not exactly memorable. So after Asylum, you usually do Taurus Demon next. Um, Taurus is fine. Also up there with Asylum Demon. Like it's nothing crazy, but it's a good early game fight. I would say maybe even B because it's the first like real boss of the game that actually makes you think a little bit. You know, you got to kill the archers, you got to do the plunge attack. So I'll put Taurus in low B probably. After that is the Gargoyles. Hot take, it's an S tier boss. I know if you're an advanced Souls player, probably really, really easy as it is for me. But I think generally as an early game, A, low S, high A. I don't know. We'll come back later, but for now I'm putting him in S. As an early game player for me, it was just a great experience, like an introduction to Dark Souls of like, this is what the game is. You know, you fight the one and you're like, oh shit, this is kind of hard. And then you get him halfway finally, and then you're like, oh my god, there's another one. And then it really teaches you a lot about the game. So I'm putting them into S for now. Maybe I'll drop them to A later if there's some higher stuff, but I'm happy with S. So who comes after Gargoyle? Let's pretend like we're doing the depths route. So we'll go Capra Demon. Capra, the arena is so ass. The dogs are so ass, but as a more advanced player, I think the fight's fun. But for a beginner, it's just such bullshit. Like it's egregious bullshit. The dogs and the run back. That's a D. That's a D. Could be C or even B if there was less bullshit, but the bullshit is just too much. Maybe low C, but we're gonna go D. What's next? You'd probably do Gaping Dragon next. Gaping Dragon. Where is he? Where's Mr. Gape? Here we go. That's a C. I mean, actually maybe B. It was pretty fun my first time. I remember the cutscene was awesome. And the first time around it is a little difficult, but you learn that it only has like 2 moves and they're insanely predictable. So I don't. We'll go high C. No, this is the wrong one. Where's Gaping? There we go. High C. Like the fruit. What else? Great area design for Gaping Dragon. Yeah. It's a good area. Wait, let me move it above Asylum Demon. Okay. So after Gaping Dragon, you probably go down to Blight Town, and you're gonna go Quelaag. I like Quelaag. I don't love Quelaag, but I think it's a pretty good fight. I don't like the AOE, but otherwise it's a pretty solid boss. I'll give Quelaag A. I think it's a pretty good fight. High B, low A, most likely. So after Quelaag, what do you do? I'll say Moonlight Butterfly, probably you would go. Moon. Where's Moonlight Butterfly? Moonlight Butterfly is a D. Just ridiculously easy and not fun at all, to be honest. Even in my first playthrough, it was so easy, it just was no enjoyable. Verging on F tier. Yeah, below Capra for sure. I don't want to say F because it's not like annoying, like not painful, but definitely not enjoyable at all. All right. So you do Moonlight Butterfly, then you'll do Sen's Fortress probably, and we're going to go to the Iron Golem. Iron Golem, I'm putting it in B. When you get later in the game, it gets really easy because you can just kind of stand under his legs. But I think my first couple experiences with him, it was definitely a good time. I think it's a cooler boss aura-wise, so I'll put him at the bottom of B. So after Iron Golem, you go to the place and you fight ONS. Now that's an easy S tier. That's probably best boss in the game. Maybe we'll get there. Just everything about it's great. It's a great challenge, something you've never probably experienced before Souls games. Cool arena, cool music, cool bosses. Definitely frustrating, but it's frustration that's worth it. It's just a great boss all around. So yeah, after ONS, where are we going? You get a lot of options, but let's do Four Kings next. Hot take: I do not like the Four Kings. Low C to high D, purely because there's a thing that the Four Kings do where they have an AOE. Hang on, they have an AOE where you have to run away when it happens. But then they have a thing with their sword where if you're far away, it does more damage. And they shoot out a freaking a lightning beam that lasts for 30 seconds, so you might as well just take it. And their swinging attacks, you can't really even dodge. I have not had great experiences with the Four Kings. It's a cool concept, fighting in the abyss. Maybe, you know what, for the concept, I'll put him into C. For the concept of it, like, I like that, you know, there's four of them and you're fighting in the abyss. It's cool and whatever, but the fight itself, the best method for them is literally just to wear heavy armor and just swing and don't dodge anything. It's not a really enjoyable fight to me. All right, so why don't we let's get the freaking let's get the fiery shit out of the way. Ceaseless Discharge, F. I've fought him legitimately maybe like twice, and it's really not fun at all. And then you cheese. Actually, I'm gonna put him low D. Low D purely because the guy in F is so much worse. Ceaseless Discharge kind of sucks, not gonna lie. Next up, you would do Demon Fire Sage, which, to be fair, isn't terrible. I don't hate Demon Fire Sage. Probably, I'll put him high C. I mean, he's just the stray demon, but fiery. Not great, but not terrible. Centipede Demon. I'm not a big fan of the Centipede Demon, mainly because there's lava everywhere, and you end up dying to the lava a lot more than. It would be cool if you could, like, cut him off. Or no, it would be cool if, like, the ring was somewhere in the arena and you had to run to get the ring first, but the whole thing of, like, having to chop off his tail or whatever to get it, it's not cool. So I'm going to put Centipede higher than Capra. We'll go higher than Capra in D, probably. And then lastly, I'm not even going to give this fucker the time of day, F tier. Absolute worst boss in probably any game I've ever played. All right, so after that, we're going to go to Catacombs. Pinwheel's a tough one because he's just so easy. But honestly, after all the shit you go through, it's a nice break. So I'll put him low B. I'm being nice here because he's so goddamn easy. Maybe C actually. C for Pinwheel. And then Nito. I like Nito actually a lot. I've come to like him a lot more throughout time. I really didn't like him at first. But it's a pretty cool fight. But there is some bullshit there, so I'll put him high B. Nito's a solid fight. And then lastly we go Seath the Scaleless. Seath is a pretty boring fight. I mean, it's kind of just run away from the shit and then hit him. But it is a pretty cool fighting environment, and I think the run back is fun and enjoyable. Definitely better than a lot of other shit out there. I'll put him low B. I'll put Seath at low B. Next up, what are we going to do? So we got all the Lord Souls out of the way. Why don't we do optional bosses? Priscilla, Feet Lady. She has low health, and then she disappears, which is kind of annoying. But I do like the mechanic of you watch her feet. Why don't we go... Only fought her like 3 times. Why don't we go... like mid to high C tier for Priscilla. And then we'll do what the hell? Stray Demon. Stray Demon. Stray Demon is just Demon Fire Sage without the fire. So we'll put them two together. And then Dark Sun Gwendolyn. I don't mind this fight. I think it's actually pretty interesting. It's one I've only done like twice, but it's actually not bad. This is a very hot take, but I'm putting Dark Sun Gwendolyn in B. It's pretty interesting having to dodge them, and then she keeps teleporting endlessly. I don't hate this one. This is a low B tier. All right. So lastly, we got. Is this all DLC stuff? No, Sif. Oh, I forgot about Sif. My fault. Sif's good. Sif's a W fight. I like Sif. Not a whole lot, but a decent amount. I'll probably put Sif up there below Nito in B. So now we just got DLC. I've only done the DLC twice, and one of them I didn't fight all the bosses. So my information is not going to be great, but Artorias is great. That's like a Dark Souls 3 boss put into Dark Souls 1. It's pretty cool. And then Sanctuary Guardian. I like Sanctuary. Sanctuary's a pretty fun fight. I'll put him low A. And then Calamite. I don't like Calamite. I think definitely more interesting than a lot of the goddamn main bosses, but he just has some bullshit attacks and he has too much health. A or S? You guys are thinking A or S for Calamite? No. On coolness, I'll put him high, but I don't know. It's just not a particularly super fun fight. We'll go high B. Kurochiko thinks F. I'll go B. I'll try to be sort of fair here. Gwyn, Lord of Cinder. Oh wait, no. Manus. I've only fought Manus once actually, so I'm not the great authority on Mr. Manus. I've heard great things about him. I really got to fight him again sometime. People love him, but I just haven't fought him enough to give him S, so we're gonna put him high A. And lastly, we have Gwyn, the Lord of Cinder. This is an interesting one. I do think it's a very cool final boss. But that being said, it's way too difficult if you don't parry and way too easy if you do parry. Still, though, I think it's an enjoyable experience, so I'm going to put him high A. So that's going to round out our list. Let me just go through it real quick, see if there's anything to adjust. Looking at it now, I think we can put Gargs high A. This is all good. I'll probably move Quelaag below Sanctuary. This looks all good to me. Pinwheel high C. Four Kings low C. I'll probably put Four Kings a little higher up. Probably like the highest of the C's, given, looking at all the other C's. We made a nice penis out of this tier list. I'm pretty proud of the penis we just made. That's a good dick. I like this tier list. Good work, me.